Hello, I'm Jennifer Witt, Director of ProjectManager.com. Well, welcome to our whiteboard session today on how to fuel change on your project. Three critical elements to generate sparks and hit the nerve. So I'm always amazed myself at where I get inspiration from for project management tips and techniques. So what I want to share with you today is on generating change was actually inspired by a recent interview with Lady Gaga by Oprah Winfrey. And so they were talking about a big initiative that Lady Gaga actually stands for, and it's the Born This Way Foundation. And Lady Gaga actually stands for and creates change with issues with bullying. So when I watched the interview several times, because I don't know what your thoughts are about Lady Gaga, I don't even know if you've ever heard of her before. I only recently heard of her myself. So if you're curious, you can Google Lady Gaga and find out, and you can also interview this interview. If you haven't seen it as a project manager, you might want to watch it. I actually watched it 3 or 4 times and continued to glean notes out of the interview and what I learned from some of the things that Lady Gaga was doing to initiate some very huge change. And how she did it was she talked about how she fueled it and how she hit the nerve. And so we as project managers, we love process, right? So it's a process. So as Oprah interviewed Lady Gaga and talked with her about how she was able to spark some of the changes, after all, Lady Gaga is one of the leading Twitter people. She has over 20 million followers who every day just watch to see what she's doing. So that's a very huge impact and a very huge influence. So what if you as a project manager had that type of influence and impact on your project? Well, let's boil down some of the things going on. So there are 3 critical elements that fuel the change to create the change you need on your project. So here's what it looks like. When Oprah was interviewing her through the whole thing, she said at the end, she said, Lady Gaga, I've been watching you and the lady who you are becoming. I see that you have been stepping up, you've been being courageous and taking a stand. And so when Lady Gaga was talking with her about that, she said, well, Oprah, what I have to do is I have to hit the nerve. And when I hit the nerve, it generates sparks. It creates an eruption such that people have to start talking. And so Oprah said, well, how do you know when you've actually hit the nerve? And Lady Gaga says, when you know you've hit the nerve when people love it, there are people who hate it, there are people who are confused by it, and there are people who just absolutely don't get it. So when you have the mixture of those components, then that's going to cause the eruption to create people to start talking and to generate the sparks to force the change. I've seen it myself on many times, and some of those situations have been painful. If I would have known this process and some of the steps I was taking and some out of order, but in order to do this, these are the steps that you have to take. So here's some questions for you to ask yourself, and that I'm asking myself, is who are you becoming as a project manager? Are you one of the ones who are willing to step up, be courageous, take a stand for some of the tough issues on your project? I mean, after all, people are looking to us to be the leaders. They're looking for us to be the change agents, to get things done, to move things, to get things unstuck on our projects. So do you get it? One thing that Oprah said about Lady Gaga is she was amazed. She said, Lady Gaga, you get it. You get that big issues have to be addressed and things have to be done to get people's attention, to get them started talking, to create this change. So what are you taking a stand on? Are there any issues occurring on your project that you're willing to take a stand on? Things that are keeping your project stuck? Things that are keeping your team members behind, things that are keeping you from doing what you need to do as a project manager, things that are keeping your stakeholders from getting the things that they need, and more importantly, your company to be there, to be first to market, to offer new products out to the marketplace, or if for those of you who are working some of the service projects, if you're working issues after a hurricane or anything like that, what are you willing to take a stand on? And are you hitting the nerve? Are you afraid to hit the nerve? Sometimes I watch project manager behavior, and sometimes project managers try to dissipate people from disagreeing, from arguing. They don't want to see this scenario. They think it reflects badly on them as a project manager. However, in my interviews with top executives, they actually respect more the project managers who know how to harness this situation. And what will you need to get the courage to step up? And I know for myself, this situation can be quite scary. I've had some total disasters in not having the right tools and techniques or things in place that would give me the courage, to give me the things that I need to have the courage to stand up and take a stand. But what I found is there are things that I need as a project manager. I need information for my project. I need to know what the issues are. I need to know where are we supposed to be, when are we supposed to be there, who's supposed to be working on it, how do we need to get things done, what is keeping my team locked. And the thing that has helped me the most over and over and over again after many, many disastrous lessons learned is project management software. So we at projectmanager.com totally believe in the fact that you need the critical elements. We as project managers do need to step up, we do need to be courageous, and we do need to take a stand. And we understand that we need certain tools and techniques in place. So we've incorporated that into our software. So things that will give us what we need to fuel, to generate the sparks, generate the change, to unlock project and get the results we need for project managers. So if you are looking to fuel change and generate sparks on your project, then sign up for our software at projectmanager.com.